Welcome to TPCAM. So today we are going to discuss about the complex numbers, which is useful for diploma students also and intermediate secondary also. So what is the concept here? Complex numbers. Let me explain what is a complex number here. Suppose you assume that you take any number. You take any number. So we can divide the two parts. One is a real number and it should be complex number. Real number and complex number. What is the real number? Already we learned in the previous classes that real number like natural number, whole number, are rational, irrational, and integers, and except all other things are comes under real number. Fraction and improper fraction and proper fraction, all those comes, all the numbers are comes under real number. And complex number is nothing but a number which is of the form a plus ib. A number which is of the form a plus ib. So in intermediate second year we have a plus ib concept. I mean the nominal they used a and b. The a and where a comma b are real numbers. A and b are real numbers. Okay, but in diploma textbook we have a x plus iy. You can use anything, no problem. These are nominals only. They are not fixed, but I is fixed. So any number which is of the form a plus ib is called complex number. A plus ib is called complex number. And so this is the definition of the complex number. And let me go with the addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division of the complex number. What we are going to discuss now: addition and subtraction, multiplication, and division of the complex number. So let us discuss about addition of the complex number. Let us assume that this complex number is denoted with the small z, that is z is equals to, let us assume that two complex number z1 is equals to x1 plus iy1 and z2 is equals to x2 plus iy2. Suppose there are two, then we can go for it z1 plus z2, z1 plus z2, that is x1 plus iy1 plus x2 plus iy2. You should think here compulsory. Here a is called, that is without I is called, without a number without I is called real part, and where b is called imaginary number or imaginary part. So here we should add only real parts of a two complex number and imaginary part of the complex number. Then what are the real parts here? X1 and x2, that is x1 plus x2 plus iy1 plus iy2. And what do you have common? You can take common as x1 plus x2, this is one term, plus I into y1 plus y2. So this is z1 plus z2. We'll go for z1 minus z2, that is x1 plus iy1 minus of, you should go for compulsory bracket because this minus is belongs to all this. But here why we are not going for bracket? Because plus is plus, both have plus, but here in between we have a plus, no, here we have minus, so that's why compulsory we should go for that I y2. Now x1 plus iy1 minus x2 minus iy2. Now compare this for same, you can go with the real part and imaginary part. You can take I common and then we will get y1 minus y2. This is z1 minus z2, this is z1 plus z2. The complex number same, we have to add the concept of real part and imaginary part only. So no need to go for more than that. So it's very important. Now we'll go for z1 into z2. z1 into z2. z1 into z2 is equals to, z1 is x1 plus x2, sorry, x1 plus iy1 and x2 plus iy2. Let me repeat, it is not clear. X1 plus iy1 and x2 plus iy2. Before multiplying this, we should concentrate. So in the previous classes, we learned how to multiply a plus b into a plus 2b, like that. So we have to multiply the entire, this one is with the a and it's the same also b. The same process we have to follow here. That is x1 into x2 plus iy2 and multiply here totally iy1 is equal to x2 plus iy2. Now multiply x1 into x, that is x1 x2 plus what, x1 y2 I plus I into y1 x2 plus I into I square and y1 y2. In compulsory in our number, complex number, I square gives you minus 1. I square defined as minus 1 here. So that is equals to x1 x2 plus wherever I is there, I you can take common, then what will happen, x1 y2 plus y1 x2 minus I square gives you 1, that is minus 1, then y1 y2 minus 1 into y1 y2 minus y1 y2, right? Then you can write here, because there is no I here now. There is no I here means it is a real part only now. This real part, that is x1 x2 minus y1 y2 and plus I into x1 y2 plus y1 x2. This is product of the two complex numbers. The major concept, we can go for it. The division of the, we can go for division of all, that is z1 by z2, or you can take z2 by z1. That is according to the question, in the hypothetical form. We can go for it. So z1 x1 plus I y1 by x2 plus I y2. Here, here we have to discuss the definition. Before going to this, first we should go for the rationalization of the denominator. Rationalization of the denominator, because here we have a condition that z2 is not equal to 0. Then we'll go for denominator rationalization. What is the meaning of rationalization? Rationalization is nothing but, if z is a complex number, then we should take the complement of or conjugate of z. Conjugate of z is nothing but, wherever I is there, we should take minus, that is x minus iy. This is conjugate of z. Z is nothing but, z bar is nothing but conjugate of z. With the conjugate of z, we should multiply the same thing on. So already we applied this concept, this rationalization concept for surds, like under square root of 2 plus. So otherwise 2 plus root 3 by 2 minus root 3, then we can easily we can go for rationalization of that. So here also same thing, we can go for it. Now what is the rationalization of the part? X1 plus I y1 by x2 plus I y2, and rationalization part you can take, that is x minus I y. That means here z means what for what I'm doing here, z2 I'm doing, for z2 I'm doing, so that's why I'm going with x2 minus y I y2 by x2 minus I y2, because if you cancel these two, you'll get the same thing, right? So now multiply here the same concept, x1 plus I y1 into x2 minus I y2 is divided by x2 plus I y2, that is x2 minus I y2, that is a plus b into a minus b. We know that a square minus b square. Then we can go for it. If you want to multiply this one, if you multiply and follow the same thing, we'll go for it. We'll multiply. Directly I'm going with, because in the previous one already we know how to do the multiplication of the two complex number. I'm using direct formula, that is x1 x2 minus I x1 y2 plus I y1 x2 minus, plus into minus, minus gives, right, minus I square y1 y2. You should concentrate sometime, because I square minus 1, but minus I square gives you plus 1, that you should concentrate. Then x plus a plus b into a minus b will gives you a square minus b square. B means in the place of b we have a I y2. Be careful while applying this one. That is equals to x1 x2, and this is minus I square means plus plus y1 y2. So plus y1 y2 I'm writing here, and here we have you can take minus I common, or you can take I also common, that is your wish. That is I'll go with the minus I. You can take anyone, that is x1 y2 minus y1 x2 is total divided by x2 square minus of I square gives you minus 1 and y2 square. So now you can go for x1 x2 plus y1 y2 minus I into x1 y2 minus y1 x2 is divided by x2 square plus y2 square. Now you can separate it here, x1 x2 plus y1 y2 by x2 square plus y2 square minus I into x1 y2 minus y1 x2 by x2 square plus y2 square. While you are going for the general format, then it will take some time, but with the problematic it is very easy to go forward. Right, let us discuss next the properties of complex number. What are the major properties of complex number? I'm not going to discuss more here in this video, so if you want, please comment in the comment section, we'll go for more. But I'm skipping this one, but I'll go with the definitions and all those things. The definition of the complex number, properties of the complex numbers are addition of commutative addition in commutative. What is commutative property? We know that in the previous classes we learned that is a plus b into b plus a. For example, 2 plus 3 is equals to 5, and 3 plus 2 is also 5. So this is called either 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2. We are getting the same answer, then it is called complex number. Sorry, commutative property. So that property will use, I'll explain here. You can go for it. So for example, z1 plus z2 is here. So x1 plus iy1 plus x2 plus iy2. So I add this one x1 plus x2 plus, if you take I common, y1 plus y2. And since x1 y1 x2 y2 both all of the four are the real number, then 2 plus 3 compared with the 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 5, 3 plus 2, sorry, 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 2. Like that I can exchange x2 plus x1 plus I into y2 plus y1. Now this one x2 plus x1 plus I y2 plus I y1. Then x2 plus I y2, I'm rewriting this one, and x1 plus I y1, and it can be written as z2 plus this is one z1. So I took z1 plus z2, then we got z2 plus z1. See, this is only possible cases, that's why we are going. But in subtraction it is not possible. In subtraction it is not possible. Why? Because 2 minus 3 is equals to minus 1. For example, 2 minus 3 is equals to minus 1, but 3 minus 2 is not equals to minus 1. It should be 1. Both are not equal. So that's why I'm not going for this. Z1 plus Z2 is equals to some property we are going to discuss in this video, and the existence of a 0 and all those things we are not going to. And associative property also we know that. What is associative property? Z1 associative, that is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equals to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. What is his intention? Intention is nothing but, see, if you add these two and again after resulting number to resulting number, if you add Z3, we'll get one answer. That is compulsory is equals to Z2 plus Z3. After doing this one, we'll get resultant complex number. That resultant complex number is addition by this Z1. Again, we'll get the same answer. So that is his intention. So here this is concept of the multiple, and we have very important question, that is multiplicative inverse of complex number. This is important. Multiplicative inverse of complex number. We'll go for this general formula. So the general formula directly we can go for the formula. The formula is x minus iy by x square plus y square. See here we are not going to discuss. Because in the multiplication of that, in the division already we know that. What is the multiplicative inverse? Multiplicative inverse of this one is 1 by x minus y. So you can or otherwise x minus y by x minus y, that you can rationalize it and you will get all these things here. So no problem. Now we'll discuss the modulus and amplitude form of the complex number. Modulus and amplitude form. What is modulus and amplitude form? See here, modulus is, let us assume that z is equals to x plus iy. Z is equals to x plus iy is a complex number. Then let x is equals to r cos theta and y is equals to r sin theta. Okay. Now we have to substitute in this equation and we have to follow this method. Now you can take x square plus y square. That is, x square gives you r square cos square theta plus r square sin square theta. If you take r square common, we'll have a cos square theta plus sin square theta. And in the previous classes already we know that this is identity. This is identity, that is x square plus y square is equals to r square into 1. So you'll get r square. This is condition number 1. You can observe. Right. Now you can divide this one. If you take y by x is equals to y means r sine theta by r cos theta. If you cancel these two, then we'll get y by x is equals to tan theta. Then theta is equals to tan inverse y by x. Why you are going for tan? Why not the other means? This tan gives a exact value or its modulus form. So in modulus form, we'll go for tan only, which includes the slope of the line. So that's why we are going for that. And where r is equals to, we can write r is equals to under square root of x square plus y square by using this concept. By using that concept, this is modulus and amplitude form. And if you have any doubt, and we'll go for cos theta also. If you want to substitute the values, you can substitute the values of cos theta also. Then cos theta can be written as what? Cos theta is equal to x by r, but r is nothing but this one. And y is equal to r sin theta. Then if you want to sin theta, then y by r. Send r this side, y by r. Then r is nothing but root of x square plus y square. So we have some properties of the we have. Before going to that, we'll have to learn the conjugate. Just now we discussed conjugate of z. Let z is equals to x plus iy. Then z bar, it is denoted with z bar, then it can be written as x minus y, x minus iy. So x minus iy. We have some properties of this. We'll discuss of the properties of the little bit we have of properties. Simple properties we have. The property number 1 is z1 is equals to z2. That implies z1 bar is equals to z2 bar. Is it clear? Is there any doubt? No problem. If you have any doubt, you can comment in the comment section. 2 of real z. This is very important. Z plus Z bar and Z minus Z bar both are important. Why we got this Z plus Z bar is 2 into real of Z. We'll discuss. Z plus Z bar. Z means x plus iy plus x minus iy. These two are get cancelled. Then you will get 2x. 2 means x means nothing but x is real part of a Z. So real part of Z. That's why we got this condition. If you consider Z minus Z bar, that is z minus z bar, again we are going for minus, then we'll get 2, then it's I into, we should go for I is very important, z into z bar, that is I into 2 of imaginary part of z. That is very important before going to that. And fourth one, z bar whole bar is equals to z. We know that complement of z complement is z bar complement is z. That is we learned in the previous classes. Then next z1 plus z2 whole bar is equals to z1 bar plus z2 bar. You can tally this one, add both the thing, then you can go for then. Otherwise you can go individually also, you'll get the same answer. This is the trick in this complex number. We'll go for sixth one. Same, z minus z2 whole bar is equals to z1 bar minus z2 bar. So this is also same concept. Z2 bar. This is also Z2 bar. And Z into Z1 bar. Z1 into Z2 bar. You can like that also. So that is Z1 into Z2 bar is equals to Z1 bar into Z2 bar. So we have a different. And same thing, the same eighth one also, Z1 by Z2 whole bar is equals to Z1 bar and Z2 bar. See here I'm using small z, no problem, it is not a matter, this property is very important. So maybe in textbook, capital Z or something will have, no problem, you can go ahead with that. Anything is given. And we have square inequality and triangular inequality and all those things we have. According to the formulas, we'll go for it. Based on problems, we'll go for it. And in the next concept, we'll discuss exponential form of the complex number and all those things. It is very useful for diploma students. So if you have any doubt, please ask me in the comment section. Then we'll go for it. Thank you. Thank you very much.